Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cameron Heyward likens Broderick Jones to Maurkice Pouncey. He's gonna lead the group eventually. When the Pittsburgh Steelers traded up in the first round to select Georgia OT Broderick Jones, they were hoping for somebody who could lead the offensive line into the future. Outside of the two guards currently on the roster who were brought in as free agents, the other players probably aren't being viewed as cornerstones of the line for years to come. Jones has a chance to be just that, and according to his teammate Cameron Heyward, he is well on his way. You look at a guy like Broderick, he took his lumps early, but I thought he brought the energy of how a Maurkice Pouncey would play, Heyward said during the All-NFL podcast with Brian Baldinger and Anthony Gargano. He's not Maurkice Pouncey, but he's got that tendency where he's gonna lead the group eventually. He's a dog, and we put him in situations where he's gotta feel uncomfortable right now because he is a younger guy, but it's gonna pay dividends down the road. Among those uncomfortable situations is the fact that Jones was playing out of position for most of his rookie season. He is naturally a left tackle and played there for 19 starts in college, but outside of one start at left tackle in Week 5, he took over the starting right tackle position in Week 9 and remained there for the rest of the season. After Jones was inserted at right tackle, the Steelers' rushing offense made a complete turnaround. In the first 8 weeks, prior to Jones starting at right tackle, they were averaging just 79.7 yards per game on the ground before nearly doubling that number with 145.2 rushing yards per game over the final 10 weeks with him at right tackle. Not to say it was all perfect, there were noticeable growing pains, with Jones particularly in pass protection. Over the final 5 weeks, he allowed 18 total pressures and 4 sacks, according to Pro Football Focus. As Heyward suggested, those uncomfortable positions he is working through as a rookie could pay dividends for his overall career as he grows into his role as a leader. Some of the blocks Jones made during his rookie season, particularly on the move paving the way for Najee Harris or Jaylen Warren, were very impressive. Mike Tomlin told the media that he was undecided if they would be flipping Jones back to left tackle in the future, saying he is more than capable on either side. Some of that will depend on how the draft falls, with the Steelers very likely to grab one in one of the deepest tackle classes in recent memory. Art Rooney, too, explains why he still believes Mike Tomlin's the guy to lead Steelers. When you see Mike's interaction with players in the building and certainly the respect that particularly the veteran players have for him and their belief in him, he said, "Mike is one of the best coaches in the league as far as I'm concerned, and we're happy we have him." Tomlin is the longest tenured head coach in the National Football League, even predating Rooney as president. His late father, Dan Rooney, still controlled day-to-day operations when the Steelers hired Tomlin in 2007. That's how long he's been around. Yet all good things must come to an end. It's still somewhat surreal to imagine Bill Belichick being alive and yet not the New England Patriots head coach. There will come a time when Tomlin is no longer the Steelers head coach. Yet it seems as though he will decide the time, for now, and not Rooney. The pair of them and the organization as a whole have been under a lot of scrutiny in recent years. That just comes with the territory of not winning in the postseason. Tomlin recently became only the 9th head coach of the Super Bowl era to go 7 seasons without a playoff win with a single team. The point is, 9 out of 10 coaches are fired before it even gets to that point. Tomlin's early career success obviously bought him a lot of cash, but the past dozen years have been bleak. Only once since 2010 have the Steelers won multiple playoff games or reached the conference finals. They have 3 total playoff wins since then. But players still want to play for him/a after all these years. And it begins early, before they're even in the league. A true boots-on-the-ground scout, Tomlin forges relationships with players during the pre-draft process. At their pro days. At the NFL Scouting Combine. Read interviews with players at the Senior Bowl for the impression he still makes on these young players. but Tomlin is certainly no Teflon Don, and even Rooney acknowledges that something's got to give. They need to start winning in the postseason again. They are in their worst drought in modern NFL history. This is not the Steeler way. It's certainly not the standard. Rooney can say and do anything he wants regarding Tomlin and his contract status. But as far as the court of public opinion is concerned, his playoff record will continue to be critical in judging him. Steelers learn trade price for Justin Fields. Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Steelers said the door is open for a quarterback trade this offseason, and if they're looking at the Chicago Bears, they likely know the asking price. Originally, it was assumed Justin Fields would go for a second-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. With the Bears holding the first overall pick, many believe they'll draft Caleb Williams or trade down to select either Drake May or Jaden Daniels. Either way, it doesn't appear Fields is their quarterback moving forward. And for those teams who are looking to trade for him, which may include the Steelers, he's going to be somewhat pricey. ESPN's Adam Schefter said on ESPN Chicago that Fields could definitely go for a first-round pick this offseason. I think they might get a 1, he added. The Steelers currently hold the 20th pick in the draft, which may be good enough to hand Chicago for a trade. Pittsburgh understands their next step is for the team to get quality quarterback play. Maybe they believe that will come from the former first-round pick on the Bears. If not, they could be looking at bringing back Mason Rudolph, which they've made known they would like to. Signing an outside option is also on the table, and another trade that may be available is acquiring Russell Wilson from the Denver Broncos. And you, fan, what do you think about Justin Fields playing for Steelers? Leave your opinion in the comments.